Ah, what a dumb way to open with. What a dumb way to open the stream. Oh. Oh, is this movie night? Sorry, I haven't been talking. Uh, I'm really bad at this. I just the down talk. Hey, 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 hey. This song is really good. Right. I always forget what the tips tab is. Alright, let's get in here. After that devastating end to the last stream. Decaf Smug is a bot? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew that, but... Eh. Mayuri? Mayuri? Yo. There she is. No matter how many times I call her name, Mayuri doesn't answer. Mayuri is standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole time gazing vacantly at her grandmother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I no longer commuted together. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would always be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky, as if she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hands, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri always held it when visiting the grave. Mayuri? No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone. Not to me, not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there, staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intention so pure, that I felt some power might grant her wish and carry her off to heaven to see her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. I would stand next to the sky-gazing Mayuri and call her name. Mayuri? No matter how many times I'd call her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice, calling her name. It was raining that day too. Mayuri had her light blue umbrella, In contrast to the umbrella's color, the sky was glazed gray, covered in clouds. Instead of this movie night, this is movie night. I don't think Brent can even do movie night tonight because he's off in Salt Lake City. You want to eat chip? Why can't you do that during the stream? Like, you want to eat chips? After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through gaps in the clouds. A stunningly beautiful sight. Chip and dip for the stream. Remembrance rays, they are called. Or sometimes the angel's ladder. What are you talking about? Chip for movie? Are you talking about chips? Like potato chips or whatever? Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the cemetery. It caught Mayote's umbrella and carried it into the sky. Hmm. Mayote seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light. As if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up. And then, she lifted herself onto her toes. To me, it looked as if she was floating up towards heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayote's outstretched hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just a childish fantasy, but at the time, I truly believed that Mayote might vanish. You want to eat potato chips? You want to eat chips for the movie, but movie only because it's good for a movie, not so much for a stream, because movie snacks. I mean, what? Just, if something is called a movie snack, that doesn't mean you have to watch it. You have to eat it during a movie. Like, what kind of movie snacks are you talking about? What kind of chips are you talking about? I won't let you go. I won't let anyone take you away. I realized how embarrassing the words coming from my mouth were. You're my hostage now. My guinea pig. It was the first excuse that came to mind. Before her grandmother died, Mayote and I were fans of a popular TV series about costumed heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. You got barbecue chips for a movie? Why, again, does it have to be for a movie? Now I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red, but I kept the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admiring my insecurities and then admitting my insecurities. There's no escaping me. As I said this, I realized that Mayote was shaking. Oh. She whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I had heard her speak. Her voice was choked with tears. Mayushi's your hostage? It's the only snack you have. If you want to have a movie snack, you gotta save it? I guess. I guess I'm stuck here, huh? She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes. And then, Mayote buried her face in my chest. Where am I? Who am I? can't see. I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head, like feedback from a giant speaker. Ah! It penetrates my brain like 100 sharp needles, stabbing me right behind the eyes. Ooh. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. B. Oh, that was probably Bay. Ah! And there's more. I feel a shiver of pleasure beneath the pain, and a terrible itching like my body is on fire. Kabe! I want to crack open my skull and tear out my brain. I want to scrape out my soft gray matter with my fingers and eat it. Oh, Bay. The assault on my brain is driving me crazy. Who am I? Okabe, what's wrong with you? Ah! Who's been yelling at me this whole time? Suddenly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. I slowly come back to my senses. Something I didn't comment on was you saying, phone wave subject to change your life. I mean, I specifically remember reading that. Not out loud, though. I just decided not to comment on it. I'm in the lab, standing in front of the phone wave, name subject to change, with my cell phone to my ear. No, not the phone wave, name subject to change. Since headgear is attached to it, it's the time leap machine. It's hard to breathe. Give me oxygen. I hear a low, wheezing groan and realize it's coming from my own throat. Ah. I close my mouth, and take a deep breath. Ah. The insides of my throat feel like they're burning. I resist the urge to cough and continue filling my lungs with air. I notice that I'm drenched in sweat. The drops sliding down my forehead are annoying. I try to wipe them away with the back of my right hand. My hand obeys. Slowly. Something's off. It's like my body and my mind aren't totally in sync with each other. Almost as if this isn't really my body. As if my nerves aren't communicating properly with my extremities. I try blinking slowly. This might just be my imagination. Could this be exhaustion? I haven't slept much lately. I try to remove my hand again. There's no disconnect this time. This is my body. Okabe, are you listening? Familiar voice. I turn around slowly. Prisu is there. She stares at me, perplexed. What was all that screaming for? What's she talking about? Are you sick? I try answering, but my voice doesn't work too well. Even more bewildered, I clear my throat several times. No, I'm fine. And get ready to go already. We're going shopping, remember? Shopping? For what? I search my memories. The moment I do, images appear in my mind like a string of exploding light bulbs. Humans are temporal beings. But now you're fine. Oh. Oh. Please don't show me that. Are you sure about this? Really? I remember now. I used the time leap machine. Don't remember the future. missed the end of last stream, Dolan. Yeah, oh gosh dang it. Myote got shot, and we went back in time. And that's where I ended off, so this is like, we just went back in time. Yeah, she got shot in the head. By freaking Shining Finger. I forget her name again, because I'm bad. That's right. What am I standing around for? Where am I? Huh? Yeah, she works for CERN. So they're about to cook her, I hope. I grab Kurisu's shoulders and pull her close. What time is it now? What month? What day? Hey, that hurts. Calm down. How can I be calm? Shopping? You said we're going shopping? Which shopping trip is she talking about? Daru was sitting at his computer, staring at us wide-eyed. Daru! What day is it? What time is it? Well, it's the 13th. A little past 5. The 13th, a little past 5. Did it work? We still have this? We still have... Wait. Okay, no, we have this one. But we... Oh, wait, no, I forgot. He deleted the other one. What? Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it, Rintaro. Did it work? Did I manage to time leap in the middle of all that chaos? Did my memories really jump through time? Does that mean I've leaped into my past self? Is there a chance that it was all a dream? Thinking back, forward, it doesn't seem real. Commando's breaking into the lab. It's like something out of a Hollywood movie. But the sight of Myote, broken and bloody, is burned into my eyes. I remember the smell of the blood. The sound of the gunshot. The weight of the headgear on my head. The pain of the bullet tearing through my arm. Kurisu screaming. Suzuha fighting to defend us. I remember it all vividly. I touched my arm. No bullet holes. No pain even. Was it all a dream? I don't know. I've never time-leapt before. I can only hope that it was a dream. A future like that is too much to bear. I recall Myote's last moments and my eyes filled with tears. I forced the tide of emotion back. Where's Myote? I look around the lab. Kurisu and Daru are here, but I can't find Myote. Where's Myote? Oh, she just left saying she was going to Lukashi's place. Weren't you listening? That's right. Myote went to beg Lukaku to wear her costume. She won't return until it's time for the party. What do I do? What do I believe? Was it a dream? Or was it real? If it was a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. If it was real, then I need to act. Now. Oof. Take a deep breath. It must have been a dream. Rintaro, do not do this, please. There's no way something like that could really happen. It was a nightmare brought on by anxiety. That's all. There's no other logical explanation. I desperately persuade myself that it's so. Little do I know that I will soon regret my foolishness. Yeah? Gosh dang it, Rintaro. You're actually an idiot. Kurisu goes shopping alone. I stay in the lab with Daru, waiting for Myote to return. Doo-doo-doo! I'm back! An innocent smile. Myote is alive. Nothing will happen to her. I was worried for nothing. When Suzuha arrives, we begin the meeting. Okari no Kirin. I called Fairies-chan and Luka-chan, but they said they wouldn't come. I've heard these words before. Deja vu. A trick of the mind. The feeling of having experienced something before, despite not having actually experienced it. It feels like you are recalling a genuine past experience as opposed to an imagined experience or dream. However, you are unable to recall when and where that experience occurred, which results in an intense feeling of strangeness. The cause of deja vu has yet to be determined. One theory is that it is a psychological phenomenon caused by a temporary desynchronization of the recollection and storage function of the memory. The cause is theorized to be spasms in the brain's parahippocampal gyrus, which is in charge of spatial reasoning and the sensation of familiarity. Deja vu, a trick of the mind. Oh. Do they have plans?
Betty's shot at a Rhinet tournament.
Crap, I should have gone to cheer. How careless of me.
And Luka-chan seemed embarrassed for some reason. Maybe she thinks you'll make her wear a costume again.
Hey Carson. It's just like my dream. I've never remembered a dream this vividly before. I remember every word that was spoken. You still haven't convinced her to cosplay? Dude, please don't make me go through all that again.
She said it was embarrassing. I keep telling her cuteness is justice, but she never listens.
Cuteness is justice. Cuteness is justice. Is that what they say?
You're cute too. You're cute too. You're cute too, Christian. Huh? Eh? Hey, Komima's coming up. Wanna go? I can't make something new, but I have a costume of post-awakening Seda from Blood Tomb I made last year. I think the size is just right for you too.
Me cosplay? I'm sorta interested. But I refuse to do it in public though.
You don't have to show anyone, but eventually you'll want them to see. The cosplay demon compels you. That reminds me, Christian. You're always wearing that cute uniform. What school is it from? Oh, this? I attended Ayamane for about 2 weeks. I modeled this outfit after their uniform. Oh, their uniform is really cute. But you made it even cuter. You might have really good design sense.
Deja vu, him. Dude, please do something about this, Rintaro. I don't want to go through that again.
I'll bring the costume tomorrow, okay? We try it on then?
Sure. When's the photo shoot?
You're still a pervert, Hashida.
Come on, it's Blood Tomb Sarah. She's got Panmoro going on.
Panmoro?
It means her panties are completely exposed.
No way.
Yeah, I don't want to redo this whole scene.
It's okay. You might not know this, but last year, there was a really popular saying. They're not panties, so it's not embarrassing. Japan is over. Wear it, okay? It's a promise.
Maybe you shouldn't bother. Suzuha speaks, her tone sharp. She's scowling at Kurisu again. Suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changes. I remember this, too. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. You're asking for trouble by trusting Makise Kurisu. Not because it's this scene, but because he has to do— wait. But because he has to do it again?
What's that supposed to mean? I've been meaning to ask. Did I do something to you?
Not to me, but I know everything you've done.
What do you mean? I've done nothing to be guilty of.
Perhaps, but I know your true nature.
Wow, you can see into my heart? That's groundbreaking technology. I'd love to hear how it works.
It's not science, it's a prediction.
So you're just making it up?
I know.
Okarin.
Mayuri clings to me with teary eyes.
Stop them from fighting.
Should I listen to Mayuri's plea? Like I did in the dream? Knowing that I can't stop the fight, should I let Mayuri handle it instead? I don't know. I can't move a muscle.
Jeez.
Mayuri pouts and then goes over to the two girls.
Guys? Mayushi doesn't like it when you fight. Let's all get along, okay?
Daru comes over to chat with Suzuha, and gradually peace returns to the lab. Kurisu is in the development room, making a call. Probably to a mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. But I can't pay attention to what I see on the screen. It doesn't enter my head. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it.
Hey, Okarin. It's been really lively here these past few weeks, huh?
Stop it. Why are you saying these same things as in that terrible dream? It was a dream. It has to be a dream.
It's fun.
Mayuri smiles happily, not noticing my lack of a reply.
Now that there are 8 lab mems, Mayushi thinks it's getting a little cramped in here. First, we don't have enough chairs. We should buy more. You have money, Okarin?
I shake my head wordlessly. For some reason, I'm afraid to look Mayuri in the face.
I guess you could use some of my salary. We need a new microwave, too. Otherwise, I can't warm up any juicy chicken number 1. Okarin, are you okay? You don't look so good.
It's nothing. Rintaro, please!
Are you feeling sick? Then you need to rest. Wanna lie down? You can lie on my lap, okay?
I'm not... Before I can finish, the television interrupts with an urgent news bulletin. The subtitles read, Terrorist bomb threat that suspends Yamanote. Yamanote, Sobu, Keihin, Toko lines. A bomb threat? Hang on. Those lines all pass through Akiba. How's Mayushi gonna get home?
Oh yeah. I should call home.
No. Can't be. It's the same. Every last thing the same.
Who could be Rintaro? I need to know.
It was a dream.
You've completed the time leap machine, right?
It had to be a dream. But if it was a dream, then why?
Are you listening?
Oh, the time leap machine's done.
Okay. I just remembered I've got something to do. I'm going out.
Yep, she goes out and like 2 seconds later those guys come in. Like you basically just lost your chance. Rintaro. Suzuha leaves the lab without another word.
What's wrong with her?
Does she know what's about to happen? Nothing's gonna happen. The break-in was a dream. No matter how hard I try to convince myself of that, I can't shake the icy hand clutching my heart. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. I remember this feeling too from the dream. Did I choose wrong? Was I granted a second chance only to let it go to waste? A soft feeling against my fingers. I look down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written in her face. I reflexively look towards the door. If the dream wasn't a dream, then any second now. Yep. It happens exactly as I remember. 5 men burst into the lab. The movements are swift and sure. Professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. I recognize each of them. There's no denying it now. I did leap through time. It was the future I remembered. I was supposed to change this present, to stop the madness about to unfold. But I told myself that it was a dream, and wasted my chance to save everyone. Hands in the air. Nobody move. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing. Why didn't I do anything to change this? Wasn't that why I leapt through time? The sound of heels echoing down the hallway. A woman is coming up the stairs. Kitty Moeka. The woman who will kill Mayuri. The dream was real. Those are memories of the future. This is happening because I did nothing to stop it.
Moeka-san?
We're taking the time machine. We're taking the time machine. If I kill her first, will Mayuri live? I consider the option, but soon give up. The real danger is the men behind her. 3 of them have assault rifles. They'll gun us down at the instant I try anything. My only hope is for Suzuha to make her move before Mayuri is shot. Is there even a chance? Nakise Kurisu, Okabiru and Taro, Hashira Ituru. The 3 of you will come with us. You can't resist. Come with us. Where? I have no words.
At least tell us where we're going.
You cannot refuse. There is nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. I don't want to hurt anyone. 3 of you will come with us.
Why just the 3 of us?
I'm not answering your questions. Come with us. It's your only choice.
Moeka-san, you're a lab mem too, aren't you?
A close-up of Daru back there. That's actually kind of funny. I don't know why I find that funny. But just him looking that one eye looking at the camera. In reply, Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. It's happening again. Our mission is to silence you. Your refusal to come will change nothing. Come with us, now. If you continue to resist, I have to resort to extreme measures. Moeka slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at Shina Mayuri is not needed. I try to shout stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. I turn to Kurisu for help. Kurisu is staring at Mayuri. She looks as if she might start crying at any second. I turn to Daru. He's shaking. His lips move as if to speak, but nothing comes out. Someone. Anyone. Please. Stop her. Stop Moeka. For soon. For FB. For soon. For FB. What is FB, by the way? Like, has that been covered yet? Is that in my my tips list? No, FB is not here. Her lips close tightly. Is Mayuri still a girl in that dimension? Like just a pure girl? Are you talking about like the one at the beginning of the stream? Where like with the rain? If that's what you're talking about, I'm pretty sure that was just like a flashback. Like that was just like in the past. Unless you're talking about something else. Then you'll have to explain yourself. Her lips close tightly. A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Not again. Wait, the one that... Wait. Mayuri? The one that you see now. You're talking about Mayuri, right? Like the, yeah, the one that was... Wait. Mayuri is still a girl in that dimension, like just a pure girl? She's always been a pure girl. It's just she was shot. in the other timeline. And now it looks like she was just shot again, and I don't appreciate it. Moika pulled the trigger. Yep. Blood spurts from Mayoti's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Oh, you're thinking of Lukaku. Yeah, Lukaku in one history was a guy. But they did something to change him to a girl. Don't know why you called him Fukua. Is Fukua even the name of anyone else in this game? Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. Then the smell of blood. Whoa! Naru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. Lukaku, gotta play the game. You're gonna play this game, Dolan? You get it for free on Vita? Yeah, you should play this game, definitely. Fukuwa is a Skullgirls character? Anthony, what are you talking about? You're thinking Skullgirls in this game? You guess you're thinking about the person from Danganronpa? I don't think there's anyone named Fukuwa in Danganronpa. What? The robot Landy Man. Skullgirls 2 is also on the Vita? The robot Lady Man. Wait, who? What? The robot Lady Man? And then. Oh. Goody. In the first game. Who's the. What? There's definitely no one named Lukua in the first game. From Danganronpa? You talking about? Oh, Fukawa. Okay, okay. Yeah, you're right. Fukawa was in the first game, not Lukua. No. No. She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Again. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. You three come with us. Now. No more warnings. Resist and we will kill you too. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. It's the same. I knew it would be. I let Mayuri die again. Because I didn't believe in my own memories of the future. I lay Mayuri down on the floor. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm so sorry. I stand up. Rage takes hold of me once again. I'm helpless to resist. I take one menacing step towards Moeka. Okabe! Kurisu grabs my hand before I can take another. You can't! Let me go! You can't, they'll kill you! Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger is already on the trigger. You gonna kill me too? If you resist. Please, Okabe. Do what she says, okay? Otherwise, they'll kill you too. I grit my teeth and suppress my anger. Just then, something small and round strikes Moeka's gun hand. Huh? She drops her gun. At her feet lies a small stone. Get down! Yeah. The next events transpire exactly as I remember. Suzuha appears in the doorway, knocking down the first man before anyone can react. She then proceeds to dispatch the remaining men with a series of swift, precise maneuvers. Who the heck? The dark-skinned man, the last one standing, takes aim at Suzuha with his assault rifle. But before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Ugh! Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without stopping, Suzuha delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to the man's jaw.
Enough.
Noika and Suzuha point their guns at each other. A standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room.
Who are you? 42.
She glances at me.
TV.
This time I already know what she means.
Turned on.
I make a break for the development room.
Don't move. That's my line.
Kurisu is right behind me. I grab the headgear and jam it on my head, without a moment's hesitation.
Okay,
I'm going back.
but what if it fails?
Get the machine started. There's no time to argue. I grab Mode Snake from the shelf. Kurisu bites her lip and starts setting up the X-68000.
Okabe Rentaro. One of them's headed your way.
Kill them!
Don't let them use it.
Before the crew cut man enters the development room, I push the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see.
You sure, Okabe? Are you sure about this? Really?
Do it, Kurisu! Activate the machine! I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. This is reality. It wasn't a dream. I burn that fact into my mind as I prepare to time leap. One more chance. The shaking begins. Please, give me one more chance. Once more, the world explodes into light. I can't hear. It feels like something is crushing my eardrums. Ah! Slowly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. My body convulses as if struck by lightning. I am Okabe Rentaro. I'm in the lab development room, standing in front of the time leap machine, with my phone to my ear. Gah. My brain hurts again. This isn't like a headache. It's somehow deeper. With the pain comes a torrent of emotions. Sorrow, longing, hope, joy. That threatens to wash away my psyche. However, only one thing matters. It worked again. I quickly returned to the lounge.
Yeah, you surprised me.
I almost crashed into Kurisu.
Don't start on me like that.
Daru, is it just before 5 on the 13th? Yeah? Alright. Time leap successful. I pat Kurisu on the shoulders, almost in an embrace. You're a genius.
What's gotten into you? Stop manhandling me, it's gross.
I scramble for my phone.
Doo-doo-doo. Mayushi here.
Mayuri, where are...
But I can't answer the phone right now.
You went to voicemail?
Please leave your message after the beep.
Mayuri, contact me at once, okay? At once! I hang up. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank gosh for the timing machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Moyoti. 3 hours? It looked like it only went back like 3 minutes. Oh, those... Oh, okay, okay, I'm actually dumb. Yeah, it went back by 3 numbers, but those weren't minutes, those were hours. Okay. The other one was minutes. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Everything's gonna be okay. That's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukudo. Wait. What if they're watching your house? Maybe we should hop off the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we're fine as long as Moeka doesn't find her today. So first I need to find Mayuri. No, what you need to do is go like way back in time, and then just don't like ever meet with Moeka. What the heck? Okay, babe? You look kind of crazy. What's wrong? Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern. Both of you get out of here. Now. What's this about? I check my wallet. I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I'll need to stop by an ATM and withdraw everything I have. Is this another one of your fantasies? Kurisu shrugs her shoulders, dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I slip aside her and dash out of the lab. Okabe, where are you going? Hey! I run full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle. But no. There wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I find Lukako standing alone with her bamboo broom. Lukako!
Ah, Okabe-san.
She bows her head.
What's wrong?
Mayuri! Where's Mayuri?
Mayuri-chan already left.
She left?
Yes. When you see her, can you tell her that I'm sorry? I'd really prefer not to cosplay. I don't want to disappoint her, but it's too embarrassing to dress like that in front of people.
I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Lukako's apologies. Mayuri went back to the lab?
Eh? I think so.
Doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this. She didn't say she was dropping by somewhere?
No, I didn't ask. Something wrong?
If Mayuri comes back here, tell her to call me right away.
Okay.
I better check the lab. We might have messed each other. Want to get back to the lab? Nobody's there but Daru. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer. Where's Mayuri? Did she come back? Huh? No. Where is she? I take a bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think. But I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death. Hey Okaden, why are you so jumpy? I need to find Mayuri. Isn't she at Lukashi's? Not anymore. She was gone by the time I got there. I start to pace in irritation. Maybe she went to see one of her cosplay friends.
Who? What's her phone number?
How should I know?
Dang.
It's easy to forget, since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside the lab. May Queen in the shrine. That's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't even exist on this world line. Oh, now that you mention it.
Do you know something?
I think she said that her phone was about to run out of power. She had to turn it off.
Yet another setback.
Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls. Hey, what's going on?
Why are you still here, Daru? I thought I told you to leave.
I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and in my bones. I'm not leaving without a good reason. Tell me what's going on, man. They're going to kill Mayuri. What? CERN's after us. In 2 hours, the men will break in and kill Mayuri. Get out while you still can. What? For real? Can you get in touch with Kurisu? Pass the message on to her. In 2 hours? How do you know that? Daru pauses for a moment. He looks toward the development room, where the time leap machine is sitting. No way. You used it? I nod gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. He promised to call Kurisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel. But a few minutes later, she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. That leaves about an hour before Moika's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while.
Well, then you're losing the time machine.
Like, it'd be so much easier to just go back. Go back to like near the beginning of the game and just the time Moika takes a picture of you. Just don't be there to let her take a picture of you. I can think about what comes next after Mayuri's safe. The time leap machine doesn't matter. Moika can have it. Can it even go that far? I would assume so. The only thing they said that it couldn't do, like, they said that it can go as far back as long as you had a phone. So like, say you get a phone in like 5th grade, you could technically go back to like that 5th grade when you get your phone. Like it just needs to go to yourself, and you need to have a phone. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat accumulates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri. Huh? Startled, I turn towards the voice. Suzuha and Mr. Braun have emerged from the Brontube workshop. I see them lock the door. Guess they're closing up shop. That's right. Forgot about Suzuha.
What are you doing here, Okabe Onitaro?
Nothing. That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 unarmed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, almost as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha?
Oh, I know. You're getting ready for that party tonight, aren't you? How'd you know we're having a party? Shina Mayuri. She came by earlier. She came by earlier today and to invite me over. Hope you got room. Hope you got room for one more, cause I'm. You can't. Huh? Am I a bother? No. It's okay. I understand. I guess I'm still an outsider. That's not it.
What's wrong with you, Okabe? I'm a part-timer joining your little club. You're, remember? It's thanks to her belly that I let you off the hook for shaking the building last time.
My belly? Hey.
Souza has recovered her jacket, so she's properly dressed now. She's got a fine belly. Tight and well trained.
I'm standing right here, you dirty old man.
The party is cancelled. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, part-time warrior, but please go home today.
Cancelled?
Yeah, sorry. I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success. I don't know what's going on, Okabe, but don't do anything reckless. Huh? It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loved CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Or maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building. I got in a fight with Mayuri. Things are a little complicated right now, that's all. That's the best lie I can manage.
Oh, is it gonna be blood?
Blood?
I mean, look over there.
Suzuha points across the street. I turn to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. When she notices us, she waves her hand with a ditzy smile. Mayuri!
Huh? Weren't you fighting? She looks really happy to see you.
I ignore Suzuha and run to Mayuri. The clock on my phone says 6:33.
Hey, where are you going?
I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get as far away from Akiba as we can.
What's the rush, Okarin?
I ignore her question and grab her hand. Run! To the station!
Oh, wait, my bag.
Forget it, just run!
Eh? Why?
Just run! I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forgot that she's faster on her feet than I am.
Hey, where are we going?
First we'll head for Tsukuba or Yokohama. I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, it might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? The sun is already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through the streets lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it on the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep going.
Shouldn't we rest a bit?
No. No. Stopping. Until we're on the train. I do my best to keep up the pace.
But Okarin, you're covered in sweat. You shouldn't push yourself. You're not good at exercise.
When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed. Seriously packed. You don't see this many people even at rush hour. The crowd is milling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one is going in. What's going on here? Protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then an announcement plays over the PA.
Your attention, please. The Yamanore, Kei and Toko, and Sobu lines are currently suspended. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and kindly ask for your cooperation.
Finally, I realized my mistake.
That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there's so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I have been so stupid? I wonder what happened.
All the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of transport, public transportation? The subway or the bus? Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayoti's hand. Before we can get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded. Since it's the full name, I assume it's Suzuha.
Okabe Rentaro?
A low voice. A face I've never seen. Okay, never mind, it's not her. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab.
Okabe, do you know these people?
Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the men. Come with us.
Who are you?
Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us again. If you resist, we'll kill you.
CERN! They're with Moeka? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine.
We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into CERN. I realize that now, though it's far too late.
Are you gonna kill us with all these witnesses around?
This isn't a game. I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood goes cold. Am I gonna die here? Will my time leaping be for naught?
Oh, I can't give up.
I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future.
How do I get out of this?
The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly, a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. A tide of people surges on into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed by the crowd. Run, Mayuri! I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that also thwarts our pursuers. As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back towards the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moeka's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we can get on it, Suehirocho Station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. I can't stop now. I have to keep running. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. 4 men walking together up ahead suddenly stop and turn to face us. I got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like otaku. Are they with CERN too? My fears are confirmed when the 4 men start walking towards us, arms spread to block the street. No doubt about it, they're after us too. I turn to flee back towards the station, and there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped. Enemies on both sides. There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearest side street.
Where are we going, Okarin?
I'm trying to get to Suehirocho Station without using the main streets. But as we pass UPX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with CERN too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course. Okay, Mayuri. You're a faster runner, so... Talking while running uses up all my breath. Sweat drips in my eyes, making it hard to see.
You, go on ahead. Go to Hirari's shrine. In Ekibukudo. We'll meet. Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of men waiting for us up ahead. What's going on, Okarin? I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. I recall what Moeka said. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump on the fence and onto the road. Okay. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away. My body is racked with intense pain. Gah. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off, and my hand comes away slick with blood. I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is lying on the pavement a few meters away. I reach out to her. Mayuri. No response. Mayuri is motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? Mayuri. This can't be happening. The car that ran us over. A white van pulls up. The door opens and steps out. I've stopped them. Kiryu Moeka. Her again. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri. I've secured Okabe-kun. I mean, Okabe Rentaro. She's talking to someone on the phone. Has she been tracking us this whole time? Contact the police. Shina Mayuri is dead. She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood. Why? Why did you kill her? Because you ran. You monster! Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Moeka is dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making their way towards us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. I take a step. A sharp pain stabs through my body. The crash must have broken a bone in my leg. It doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab and time leap again. That's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Back to the lab. How did you just make it here? Fighting the pain on my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Like, was there not just like a crowd of CERN agents chasing me? How did you get past them? Surprisingly, CERN's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. They probably stole it. Oh. Relieved that Kurisu and Daru haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. I remember to break into the Brontube workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat, and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side, where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might lose consciousness. My vision is blurry. It's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move.
But still, I force myself to activate this X68000 and input the settings. This seems really out of character for CERN. They didn't chase me, and they didn't steal the time machine yet. Like, what could they be accomplishing doing this? Do they just want to kill Mayuri in each timeline? I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mayuri. They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Moika hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if CERN bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries, or whatever they were, CERN's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Settings complete. I put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the machine? Of course I should. I curse my weakness. Mayuri's dead, remember? This can't be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I will save Mayuri, whatever it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate the time leap machine. Aha! Stop going back by like 3 hours. Go back farther. Gah! A screeching in my ears. Needles stabbing into my brain. 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, and returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone in my ear. Another successful time leap. That makes 3. It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kurisu's confidence if I told her. You gotta get back to the past. Mad scientist Hoenn Kiyoma. But that'll have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. Where's Mayuri? Huh? Kurisu, who is dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice. Don't shout. I've been working all night, so let me rest a bit. Where is Mayuri? What's wrong with you? She went to Lucas's, remember? Dang. She already left? I should call her, send a mail. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Dang. Why did I forget? Before our time left, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station. Then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do that right now. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. As before, the Braun Tube Workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuha and Mr. Braun are leaving. We run through Kanda Myoen's back streets to Ochanomizu Station, taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped, but when we get there I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans, we turn around and head for the Shin Ochanomizu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keientoko, Tohoku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait. It looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stationed on unconnected lines. Dang. Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I'll leap as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her.
Okarin? Mayushi has a lot of questions, but she'll wait for now. But once it's over, I want you to tell me everything, okay?
Yeah, I promise. Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right. That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to time leap again, I need all the information I can get. Where'd you go after you saw Lukako?
I got an email from Fubuki-chan. A thread came loose on her costume. I went to fix it.
Where does Fubuki-chan live?
We met at the Starbucks at UPX.
So that's where she was. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes has passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examine the route map on the station's notice board. We can't transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but that'll take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement, our trainers are arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Moeka better not be in this thing. Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. I'll reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open. But I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to my side, empty. The roar comes closer.
About the party tonight.
Mayuri is saying something, but I can't quite hear her over the train.
It got cancelled. We should definitely...
Mayuri. What the heck? Suddenly Mayuri disappears. Huh? No! Stop killing Mayuri! There she is, leaning out over the tracks. She's off balance, as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screeching into the station. Gosh, dang it! I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. People on the platform scream. I turn to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable. cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Tennoji Nae? She looks up at me. What? Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. Excuse me?
I saw Mayuri. I wanted to surprise her. It wasn't on It was...
She stares at me for a few more seconds, as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personal injury accident. Nae is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. Why would you look there? One side of the track is a wash of red. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moika's group should have come and gone. But the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. Go back more than like 3 or 4 hours. It takes longer than usual to set up the machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. Ooh. Is it like, ooh. If you use this thing too often, do you start losing memories? At last, it's ready. Now, take me back. Can you please go farther back, Rintaro? Like, genuinely. I'm mad. The leap occurs instantaneously. Titor claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now is not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Kurisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory.
Juicy chicken number 1.
Mayuri is singing her favorite song, her chicken song. Though she's actually eating pre-cooked chicken from the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken number 1. She had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was right to come back 5 hours. Mayuri is still in the lab. But what the heck happened back there? It hurts, but I force myself to recall the horrifying scene. Mayuri died once again. This time it happened at Shin Ochanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threat. Tennoji Nae pushed her onto the tracks, where the train tore her to shreds. Could Nae be working for CERN too? No. No, that can't be right. Nae has a habit of jumping on Mayuri when greeting. She's probably just being her usual affectionate self. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time we hail a taxi on Chuodori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Mayuri comes along quietly. I consider taking her to home to Ikibukudo, but Moika's group might be watching her house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver said it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead. An accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We made it out to Akiba, but at this rate it'll take forever to reach Shinagawa. I considered getting off here and taking the train, but then I remember what happened at Ochanomizu Station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I look out the window and scan the crowd for anyone who might be a CERN agent. 3 hours later and we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between our driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, and a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, this road has already been closed off, and all the cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection has been in a standstill for 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating this situation. Is Mayuri gonna die again? If I'd known it was gonna turn out like this, I'd have ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right. Just then, someone knocks on the window. Our taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. Eh? He's holding a knife. Another assassin! Mayuri, look out! Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. What? It all happened so fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. What? I know they're everywhere. Be quiet, Okabe Rentaro. Another man gets in the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Moeka? CERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. Gah! He falls back. I shout to the driver. Open the door. I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. I have to leap again. Can you please go back farther? Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours into the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I've hit a dead end. This can't be healthy, you're right. There's no way using the time leap machine this often is healthy at all. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? No, there has to be a way. It's the same game over and over. What you talking about? Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. Why is she here already? This time I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, But without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we're left with no choice but to keep running. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Ochanomizu or Shinbashi again, and maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis, all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed. So my heart tells me, perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die half a dozen times already. Shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi Camera. I thought we could keep hiding there indefinitely, but just after 7 we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Just go in the one where the train ran over and make sure Ney doesn't push her. That would definitely work. Policemen appear and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts terrorist and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. It happens so fast. The policeman shoots her right in the head. What the heck? I don't know if he was a real policeman or a CERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. Okay, I think we went farther back this time. Not by much, but this time, I don't leap into action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first I thought that it was because it was Moika and her hit squad, sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I leapt back in time, again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. At Shin Ochanomizu Station, she died because Nai pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that, it was an accident. Each time I leap, she uses a different way. What does that mean? That she dies in a different way. I've been thinking for an hour, and I'm no closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? I'm the only person in history to leap through time. No. There's one more. John Titor. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted on an channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real time traveler. I decide not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach. Strike first. I send Moika an email. I need to talk to her about our time machine. Meet me alone. Okay, this is interesting. I designate the roof of Radicon as our meeting place. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crashed, but it's still there and the building's still closed. At least the security is lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do. I just walk in through the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabashi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Moika might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But then, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30. It's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadows and wait with bated breath. About 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moika makes her entrance, alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out of my shirt. It's not real. It's future gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. That one, the very first future gadget, a toy ray gun with a TV remote jammed inside. Right. The TV remote thing. However, this is supported. The only supported button is channel plus. No other buttons like volume are usable. To turn the TV on, you must manually flip the switch on the TV. This name is a reference to the classic Japanese robot anime, Mobile Jacket Gunbum. It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached. Obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such a short notice. I run up behind Moika and shove the bit particle gun into her back. Don't move. Hands up. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie. This is real. And she isn't an actress. She's a murderer. After Moika raises both hands, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Moika's back in place of the bit particle gun. Sorry to disappoint you. The first gun was a toy. Talk. I know you were sent by CERN. How? How? You want to know how? My frustration and rage boil over. Because of her, Mayuri. I came from the future, that's how. You think I'm lying? I repeated the last several hours a half dozen times already. I've lost count of how many times exactly. And I haven't slept at all that entire time. Strangely, I'm not tired at all. I know what you're planning. Around 7, you're gonna stop the trains. Moika gasps. So it was their doing. I also know that you're planning to attack the lab. You and your men. And then you're gonna kill Mayuri. I... Understand? I'm a time leaper. Moika nods faintly. The bit particle gun and Enter the Gungeon would be incredible. I could kill her now. It would be easy. But no. I need information. Who are you people? Rounders. Moika answers with surprising obedience. Hot anime girl becomes murderer. Ugh. I guess she values her own life. Even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs. Rounders? What does that mean? How are you related to CERN? By email. No. Speak. The Rounders are an organization separate from CERN. Covert operations. We don't exist. Like a private army? No. Our mission is to find and acquire IBM 5100s. They send us around the world. We collect them. IBM 5100s. That's right. When I met her, she was looking for an IBM 5100. These days, they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them down? How many Rounders are there? Answer me. I don't know. I'm just an agent. So she's not important enough to be told. Was it you who stole our IBM 5100? Moika doesn't answer. Why does CERN need IBM 5100s? To keep hackers out? Maintaining secrecy. is the highest priority. For CERN. What are they hiding? We already know they've killed hundreds of test subjects with their time travel experiments. We don't need an IBM 5100 to find that out. Are you saying the IBM 5100 database has information more sensitive than that? I don't know. Because you're just an agent? My tone is sarcastic, but Moika nods. Dang. She's useless. Why did you attack the lab? Or rather, why will you attack the lab? Isn't it obvious? Because we hacked into CERN? 3 reasons. First, because of what you know. We were ordered to silence you. So CERN did know about the hacking. Second, for the time machine. The one you made. They wanted our time machine. CERN must be trying to monopolize time travel technology. Third, the reason it happens today. You plan to make your time machine public. How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time leap machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago. That's why I was ordered to take you in. Take us in? You killed Maiarty. She is unnecessary. Unnecessary. I nearly pulled the trigger. Okabe, Makise, Hashira. You made the time machine. She is expendable. Those are my orders. And after you take us in, what then? CERN will hold you prisoner. Force you to complete the time travel research. Have you done this before? How many lives have you ruined for CERN's research? I do as I'm told. I was a fool to consider you my friend. I live for CERN. I live for FB. I'll do anything if FB tells me to. Wait, FB? Was that what she said earlier? No. Rounders. No, that Rounders are not the FB. What is the FB? I still don't know. FB? Is that the name of her supervisor? Okabe-kun. Is it you? Are you John Titor? What? John Titor? There's no one else it could be. Me? I don't have time for this. I dig the gun into Moika's back. If you want to live, you'll call your friends. Call FB. Cancel the attack. Moika shakes her head. I don't have the authority. I don't care. Find some way to stop the attack. Otherwise, I'll kill you. I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling. Just like Moika's were before she shot Maiarty. Why? Why did you kill her? She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger, but she did. You didn't want to kill her, did you? So why? I just obey. FB. Then bring that son of a jerk here. Moika shakes her head again. I don't care about your authority. If you don't do what I say, I can't. I've never... Something hard stabs into my back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me. Drop the gun. A man's voice. Is he with Moika? You lied, Kiryu Moika. I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood. You promised to meet alone. Moika doesn't answer. I said drop the gun. I'll give you the time machine, just don't kill anyone. Even if you do that. Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moika steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable. You'll still be held prisoner. Forever. Moika takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist. Please. I'm sorry about the hacking. Just please don't kill anyone. Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps in. Target B in custody. Requesting backup. Deep down, I knew. I can't save Mayotte. Even if Moika's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate. Ugh. The will of the universe. An absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced Mayotte to death. I wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with a black film, so I can't tell where we are. I feel a throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tied behind me. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Mayotte in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly, as if to say there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30. I look out the window again. Through the film, I managed to make out a street sign. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including Mayotte, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. He feels a chesting thing behind his head, and it's his throb. Rose. Put that thing away, Okadine. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Moika's gonna take the time leap machine away. What'll happen then? CERN can have the time machine if it'll save Mayotte. The problem is that it won't. Not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hands, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I've found a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, then the future is decided. A future without Mayotte. I have to get to it before they do. Even if that means I get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. Ah! My bound hands limit me to headbutts and kicks, but I somehow manage to knock down the man guarding me and escape. My chest and neck are covered with blood. I must have been shot during the struggle. But thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move, that's all that matters. I've run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray that I can operate the time machine quickly enough. Mayotte, Kurisu, and Daru are in the lab. So are Moika and her men. When I open the door and burst in, everyone looks at me in surprise.
Okadine!
When she sees my tattered body, Mayotte runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait! I try to stop her. In the corner of my eye, I see Moika take aim at Mayotte. I try to put myself between them. I try to cover Mayotte with my body. But a man grabs me from behind and pulls me back.
Ah!
I watch, helpless, as Mayotte's tiny body drops to the floor. Her eyes, wide and wet with tears, seem to stare into mine. But I can see that they already lost their light. She's gone. Again. Again. Again! What happens next is the same as before. Suzuha defeats the Rounders, and Kurisu helps me time leap. A flood of sound beats on my eardrums. So this is after this email was sent. So she'll be there, subsides, I find myself again in the lab. It's just before 5. I have 2.5 hours before Mayotte dies. I find myself staring at the time leak machine. This thing is the reason for Moika's attack. If only we had never built the phone wave. If only we had never sent those emails. Perhaps the future might be different, instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? Just smash it to pieces right here? In a rush of delirium, I grab a chair and lift it high over my head. Just as I'm about to bring it crashing down on this infernal machine, a voice cries out. "Stop, Okabe! What are you doing?" Kurisu grabs my arm and pulls me back. Are you trying to break the machine? You don't have to break it, Okabe. We already decided not to experiment, remember? Anyway, put the chair down. I lower the chair slowly. Not because Kurisu told me to, but because I realized what would happen if I really did break the machine. It caused, or will cause, Mayotte's death. But at the same time, it is also my only chance of averting that future. If I lose it, I lose my only hope of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed in my hand. You look pale. What's wrong? Are you listening? I can't deal with this. Not now. Wait. I flee from the lab. Breathe and Mayotte dies. Rose. I don't have a particular destination in mind. People look at me strangely as I shuffle down the street. I imagine I must look like I crawled up from the grave. Soon I get fed up with the crowd around the station and begin an escape to the pedestrian overpass. I get about halfway across the bridge and squat down on the concrete. The giant screen on the UPX building is advertising some gothic punk band. The ticker at the bottom displays today's weather forecast along with the date and time. I realize that today is Friday the 13th. Is there no way to get through today without Mayotte dying? Not once has he told his lab mems that Mayotte gets rip and kill. That's also true. I just don't get why he doesn't go back farther into the future. It's already 5:30. 2 hours until the attack. The lights around Akihabara Station turn on one by one as the sun sets. The moe might be gone from Akiba, but the area around the station is still as posh as ever. I don't belong here. The bridge I'm sitting on has become a date spot for couples. I see them standing here and there, gazing at the cityscape with their arms wound round each other. 1 hour to go 10 years. Yeah, I'm not saying to go 10 years. I'm saying go like 2 or 3 weeks in the past. Prevent all of this from happening. Like, at least just try doing this without Moika. Just never interact with her, and you might be able to stop this. I'm not sure how much they'd be able to figure out without that direct line. Somehow they never seem to tire of the dull, unchanging scenery. What am I doing here? Mayotte's about to die. Hey, don't you think you're a little old to be sitting on the ground in public? I lift my head and see Kurisu standing there. So this is where you went. I've been looking for you. Christina. What? What time is it now? 5:38. Hey, if you have time to sit around, then you can help me with the shopping. Shopping. Alright. Preparations for the party. In the original timeline, I went shopping with Kurisu at UPS supermarket. And then we talked on this bridge, just like now. It feels like so long ago. Back then, I had no idea what was about to happen.
Well, are you gonna come along or not?
I sighed deeply. I don't believe that's what was... Wait. I don't believe that it was wrong to time leap. However, Kurisu. I keep my eyes lowered.
That's the first time you said my name properly.
I feel her eyes on me. Help me. I can't save Mayuri alone. I realize that now. Reliving today again and again, only to taste the same despair each time, has taught me one important lesson. Alone I am powerless. Alone I have no hope. Help me. Tell me what happened. I know you use a time leap machine. What? I look up in surprise. Kurisu doesn't meet my stare. Instead, she leans on the guardrail and gazes down at the plaza with her usual frown. You get a phone call and suddenly you're like a different person. It was obvious. I came from 3 hours into the future.
What happened?
They killed Mayuri. I lower my head, trying to hold back the tears. Then I explain about Cerna Moeka, and about how Kurisu herself activated the time leap machine and made this possible. I tell her about my previous leaps. I explain that the world itself wants Mayuri dead, that I can't save her no matter how hard I try. I keep talking for 30 minutes straight. During that time, Kurisu hardly says a word. It's all my fault. Talking to Kurisu lets me sort out everything I've done, everything I've seen. I shouldn't have told Daru to attack CERN. I shouldn't have asked you to build a time machine. I shouldn't have made Moeka a lab mem. Mayuri's death is my fault. That's why I needed to bear the burden myself. I was resolved to do whatever it took to save Mayuri. Never faltering, never giving up. And yet my resolve has completely crumbled.
If you know that Mayuri's gonna die, then why are you wasting time here?
Kurisu's tone is haughty. Is this how I sound when I'm playing Hoenn Kyoma? I just don't get it anymore.
What don't you get?
How to save Mayuri?
Based on what you said, I guess the chronology protection conjecture is true.
No matter what I do, Mayuri dies.
And that's why you keep time leaping. There's no guarantee that the time machine is safe, you know.
Kurisu lowers her gaze and cups her chin, as she often does when assessing a problem.
Even if the machine works perfectly, repeated use may have a serious side effects. For example, you may become disconnected from causality itself. And you need to understand the risks if you're going to continue.
Disconnected from causality meaning?
It happens all the time in sci-fi. You'll become trapped in a closed time loop, never aging, never dying, but doomed to repeat the same day for all eternity. Worst case, you may cease to exist entirely.
What?
Every trace of your existence will vanish. Nobody will remember you, because your life will have never happened. Leaping through time is that dangerous.
Humans are temporal beings. Kurisu looks surprised.
Hey Digger. I was thinking of that quote too.
I heard it from your first.
When?
This isn't the first time I've leaped.
Right, of course.
Kurisu squats next to me, thinking deeply.
If what you said is true, then I want to save Mayuri too. But as the co-creator of the time leap machine, I can't recommend its continued use. Will you listen to my advice?
I can't do it alone. I know that now. I need your help. I have to save Mayuri. I can't do it alone, but together we might have a chance. I need to believe that. Please lend me your strength. Kurisu sighs. You're such a stubborn fool. What you've been through. I'm surprised it hasn't broken you already. Incredibly, she sounds concerned for me. She looks at me for a moment, then turns away as if embarrassed. I'll help. Mayuri's my friend, and a fellow lab mem. And besides, I don't want to see you in such pain. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Remember when I told you about my father? You really helped me out back then. Now it's my turn to return the favor. I want to be your strength. Besides, you still have to come with me to Aomori. She smiles a wry but gentle smile, as if I were her mischievous younger brother. I know you're gonna leap no matter what I say. You are a mad scientist after all, and mad scientists play by their own rules. Hey, aren't you supposed to go mwahaha or something? Yeah. Why do I even try? Kurisu was right. I'll do anything to save Mayuri. Kurisu stands up and looks at her watch. There's not much time. I think you should have a clear plan before trying to change the future again. Meaning? Leap to an even earlier time. Then explain the situation to me again. Kurisu's right. My actions so far have been almost entirely random. And look where that's gotten me. I need a real plan if I'm going to save Mayuri. Let's go. Kurisu stretches out her hand. I grasp it and pull myself up. Wow, so smart. Going farther back to actually get a plan going. Mayuri and Daru are already back when we return to the lab. Suzuha is there too. To get rid of them, Kurisu and I explained that we forgot to do the shopping. So could they please take care of it for us? I have to cough up the money to convince them to go, but it works. I understand why you can't tell Mayuri. Why can't you tell Hashira? I'll tell him when it's necessary. For now it's not, and I don't have time to explain. While Kurisu sets up the machine, I head downstairs to the Braun Tube workshop, kick the door open, and turn on the 42-inch CRT. That went more smoothly than I anticipated. It's highly illegal, of course, but I'll leap long before the cops get here. Kurisu looks shocked when I return to the lab. They'll throw you in the slammer for breaking and entering. In a few seconds it won't have happened. Kurisu hands me the headgear and I put it on. I see. That's how it looks from your perspective. What does it look like from my perspective? What happens here after you leave? You'll know soon enough. My consciousness travels to the past. That I know from experience. But what about the body I leave behind? If time is a straight line, then it's likely that the present will be reconstructed based on my actions in the past. But if the many worlds interpretation holds, then after I leave, this world will continue as if nothing happened. I used to be so fascinated by the structure of the universe, but now I don't really care. All that matters is saving Mayuri. Kurisu's fingers stop typing on the keyboard. What's wrong? It's nothing. I was just thinking. Maybe it works like a D-mail. The instant we send a D-mail, the present changes around us. Thanks to reading Steiner, only I remember what it was like before the change. That would make things easier, though. Easier. Well, I kind of hope you're wrong. Because you can't collect data if you can't record the change. Exactly. Kurisu nods and begins tinkering with the settings again. I set the destination to 5 hours ago. You should arrive around 1:40 p.m. I completed the timely machine just after 2. Do you remember? So what if Kurisu was sent back? Well, the first time she does it, she might do what I did the first time, where I just thought it was like, where I thought it was just like deja vu. Other than that, I'm not sure. Just whatever she would want to do then, I guess. Then he won't have to explain? Well, then she would have to explain to him, I would assume. How would he know what's up? Like, because this isn't like reading Steiner, I don't think. Because, like, yeah, the time would change. But that's past him. That's past Rintaro. It's not like another history Rintaro. So it's like, for example, there's like, let's say there's point A on the timeline. Normally it goes to, like, I'm trying to imagine how I want to explain this. With the D-mails, you send a text message back to point A. And you go from one branch of the timeline to a different branch. Reading Steiner allows you to keep those memories from one branch to another. This is sending her memories back to point A. So reading Steiner wouldn't activate because that's only going from timeline to timeline, not going back in time, if that makes sense. I have no idea if what I just said makes sense at all. That is like... I completed the time leap machine just after 2, do you remember? Barely. For Kurisu, that only happened 5 hours ago. For me, it feels like weeks. Maybe it has been weeks. Nobody likes a man who can't remember dates. Be thankful that I make a habit of checking the time. I have a pretty good idea of what happened when. Someone can clip it and tell. Wait, someone can clip it and tell so you can see if it makes sense. Listen, Okabe. If you're gonna keep this time leap machine, keep using this time leap machine, there's one thing you must remember. Don't let go of your phone. Ever. It's your lifeline. Your destination marker. As long as you keep it with you, you can leap to any time you want. But if you lose your phone, if someone else gets a hold of it, then if I leap to that time, my memories could overwrite theirs. I don't want to imagine what might happen next. If it breaks, or the battery dies, then I won't be able to leap to that time. The clip doesn't go that far? RIP. If it breaks, then I can get a new phone with the same number. But there will still be a period of time to which I can never leap. The time leap will fail. Once again, never let go of your phone. Got it. You'll just say it made sense? What question do you still have about that? Like, why does it not make sense to you? I'll see if I can answer that, like a specific question. After you leap back to this afternoon, just sit tight and don't do anything until I complete the time leap machine. You don't remember? If you accidentally prevent me from completing the machine, it'll likely wreak havoc with the timeline. As soon as I finish, declare that we will not experiment. Then send everyone home. Ask me to stay. Tell me the truth. If you say something that comes from the future, I'll probably believe you. How do you know?
knows me better than myself? Jisoo grins faintly and stands up after she's done typing. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned on the Fun Wave into a time leap machine. When you told me about your time leap, I took it as proof that my theories were right. I was happy that it succeeded. I really was. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. I see. Just to be safe, I should probably give you a passphrase. What I want the most right now is my own fork. What? It doesn't mean anything, okay? You want your own fork? I already have my own spoon. Wait, that doesn't even matter. Everything's ready. Now get out of here. What I want the most right now is my own fork. I nod and call it the Fun Wave. Name subject to change. Be careful. And remember, I'm always on your side. Kurisu touches my shoulder and steps away. Finally, we went back farther. Still not much farther, but I guess it works. I lie back down on the sofa with my phone in my hand. Needles in my brain. A whining in my ears. These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on TV. In about 15 minutes, Kurisu will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments. So there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Dado is at his computer, collecting moe artwork from the internet. Kurisu is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit, motionless, as the minutes tick by. Suddenly, the sound of the sewing machine stops.
No kidding, no kidding. Can you come here?
Mayuri shows me her costume.
Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like flap.
Oh, say frap again. Say flap again.
Okay, flap.
And then his nose bleeds. Yep. I got a flap.
Stop it, perv.
I follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves.
Okay, thanks.
Mayuri looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles, brighter than the sun.
All done.
I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember.
I finished before Christian. We were racing.
You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. But I'm finished too.
Kurisu finishes connecting the two cords. The two cords she's holding.
Complete.
Alright, that's my cue. We're not experimenting.
Eh?
Crap, was that too soon?
I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What have I been doing these past 3 days?
Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully.
Uh-huh. That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you.
Problems? I thought it was done.
I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home. We're not gonna have a party to celebrate? You actually just laughed really loud? Why? We'll do that another day. I managed to convince Dado and Mayuri to leave. I led Mayuri to my phone charger, since we use the same brand of phone. Kurisu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. Because of Rintaro?
What?
Are you upset?
Yeah?
Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours into the future. Kirisu spears me with a piercing glare.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Her narrowed eyes make me believe makes me believe that looks can kill.
Don't play like that. This isn't right, you're supposed to believe me. What made you think I'd believe something like that?
You told me so 5 hours from now, okay?
Don't be ridiculous. I would never make such a baseless projection.
I'd like to have a few words with the future, Kurisu. If this is how you're gonna be, then you'll leave me with no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said, I took it as proof that my theories are right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned a phone wave into a time leap machine.
I don't talk like that.
What you want most right now is your own fork.
What?
Kurisu's face suddenly turns red. You already have your own spoon, apparently.
She said that? I'm gonna kill myself if I'm at 5 hours from now.
She appears genuinely shocked for some reason. But I'm pretty sure she believes me now.
It feels like someone just peeked in my heart. And that someone is Okabe of all people.
What does she think I'm gonna do?
But I think I believe you. Tell me the details.
I explain everything to Kurisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better this time. Better since this is my second time.
I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem.
There are 5 hours until Mayori's death. We need to come up with a plan before then.
Future me said that chronology protection conjecture holds. But I don't think that's quite right. That conjecture says that, according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring.
Two of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox. So I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make.
If that's true, then time leaping can't save Mayori. Nothing you do will change the result.
I can't accept that. Why did Kurisu want her own fork? Ever since Kurisu came back to Japan, she couldn't get enough of instant ramen. At first she tried using chopsticks to eat her ramen, but she could never get used to them. So she gave up and instead used a fork. This is why she wanted her own personal fork to eat her ramen at the lab. That's fair.
Neither can I. The world is trying to kill Mayori? As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense.
What about the many worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where Mayori doesn't die.
The many worlds interpretation? That might have something to do with how Mayori's means of death keeps changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different?
Because of my Esther power reading Steiner.
There's no time for your Chunibyo nonsense.
There's no other explanation.
You mentioned that reading Steiner thing before. Are you actually serious?
Why would I make something up like that? Our D-mail experiments proved that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur. It's an ability only I seem to possess. Part 2. This is probably the actual meaning she implies. Her commitment about how Okabe shouldn't take an interest. I.e., ask more about it in that, wait. Her comment about how Okabe shouldn't take an interest. I.e., ask more about it in that. It's probably something to hide her embarrassment of not being able to use chopsticks. Note that she brought her own spoon for pudding. She doesn't have a fork for ramen. I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die. That's just what you found? Yeah, that's interesting. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change the result. I just said that. Then what do we do? Calm down. How would I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes, again and again, again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness. Makes me want to lash out at everything within reach. Getting emotional won't solve anything. You're only calm because you weren't there. True. I don't know what happens 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Fujitsu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right. Getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like the causality itself is broken. Maybe Kiryu Moeka shooting her wasn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine. Or because CERN discovered our hacking. If that's the case, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Ney pushed her in front of a train? Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that, and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. So if we figured out what it is, then maybe we can save her. Not necessarily. What do you mean? The problem is when the causal event occurred. If it happened too far into the past, then there's nothing we can do. But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I? No. It's still theoretical, but I believe that one leap with a time machine has a maximum range of 48 hours. Why do you think that? 48 hours. I can only go back 2 days? Why didn't you tell me that before? Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? That's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either. Oh, so that's what you mean? Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance. So how come I can only leap 48 hours? I don't know. Even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing. But you can do consecutive leaps. That is, as long as a time leap machine exists. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, then you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. Then what's the problem? Were you listening? I said as long as the time leap machine exists. When was the machine completed? Ah. Exactly, an hour ago. August 13th, 2010. 2 p.m. or thereabouts. It didn't exist before then. It's impossible to use the time machine before 2 p.m. today. So what you're saying is, Count 48 hours back. I can't go back farther than 2 p.m. on the 11th. Kurisu nods, her expression grave. Most likely. Can't you improve it? Eventually, maybe. But certainly not now. I'd need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we'd need sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us. I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you nor I have left here from the far future yet. So basically, we can't do anything? Even with the time leap machine, we can't stop CERN from killing Mayotte 5 hours from now? What is that? At that moment, I hear a sound from the outside the window. What? Is it Moeka? Did she overhear us? I dash to the window and look down at the street. It's Suzuha. Her bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet. Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here. Hey! I call out to Suzuha, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moeka was a spy. Could Suzuha be the same? It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suzuha has exhibited suspicious behavior, though not as much as Moeka has. She's openly hostile towards Kirisu, and she was able to take down CERN's hit squad single-handedly. I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. Could he be the John Titor who's been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Barrel Titor? Instinct tells me that she knows something. I dash out of the lab. Hey, where are you going? I know I don't have much chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Braun Tube workshop until 6:30 this evening. When she overheard me talking to Kurisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. This has to mean something. Suzuha's already out of sight, but when she left, she headed for Chuodori. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word. Just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her. So I sent an email that changed the past in order to make her stay. This reminds me of a puzzle. Pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? I search up and down Chuodori, but find no trace of Suzuha or her bike. I have to be careful. There could already be rounders here in Akiba. I comb the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap. Press her for answers before she can escape. I'd better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Radicon. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks. It's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they're seeing it for the first time. So I turn and look up too. What? The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone inside? Who? Suzuha? Or could it be Moeka? The satellite has remained silent through all of my previous time leaps. What has changed? Obviously, the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Kurisu. Previously, I lost sight of her at the station. In other words, right next to Radicon. Suzuha must be up there. Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike laying on the floor. So it is her. What is she trying to do? What is this satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online. No satellites fell out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land in such a perfect condition. So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suzuha does something. The elevator and escalator aren't operating, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gasp and my legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite, lodged in Radicon's roof. I notice wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside. Suzuha! The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite.
Okabe Rentaro.
Suzuha turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple, without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of a desktop PC. There are numbers on the screen. 2010-08-13. And below that, 1975-08-13. Suzuha reaches out to press a button.
Oh.
Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burned.
What are you doing? It's not working. You know how to use that thing?
She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag.
It's not working.
Those sparks had to be from an electrical short. My ears are burning from the smoke. Answer me, Amane Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods.
I'm John Titor.
What the heck? Let me look at this. Fight me. Those are all her. This just got interesting. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building and on the side facing away from the station. Suzuha's calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers. What do you mean you're John Titor?
Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the John Titor who's been posting on @channel.
I thought he was a guy. Suzuha smiles humorlessly.
I fooled you? Guess my camouflage worked then.
Who were you hiding from?
CERN.
Those stories you posted, were they
True? Mostly. A few exceptions.
It's those exceptions that bother me. So you came from 2036, and that satellite, that's your time machine?
I was hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh?
I thought Titor's time machine was loaded on a Chevy.
Chevy? That's a car, right? Where'd you hear that?
The Titor in 2000 said so.
2000? That might be me on a different world line. At least I haven't been to 2000. I came straight here from 2036.
So it was someone else? It's true that Titor never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter. I can worry about that later. What do you know? I press Suzuha for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so that she can't escape. You overheard my conversation with Kurisu, right? Why did you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do?
I thought it was my fault.
What?
Because I neglected my mission. CERN was able to put their plan in motion. Is it true?
Suzuha suddenly grabs my shoulders.
Is it true that CERN kills she and Amayori?
It's true. A time leap from 5 hours in the future.
Time leaped. So you guys completed your time machine.
I need answers. What do you mean it's your fault? Suzuha bites her lip and looks away.
I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know. You and Makise Kurisu.
Kurisu? Why Kurisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. We should head back to the lab. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second, then takes it and ties it around her burned hand.
Thanks.
She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. I just hope she's not in too much pain. I wrapped a towel around her hand to keep people around us from staring.
Welcome back, Okirin. Oh, Suzuhan's with you too. Suzu-san's with you too.
When we get to the lab, Mayuri and Daru were there for some reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask them.
I really thought we should celebrate the birth of Super Phone Wave-chan. So Daru-kun and I went shopping.
I should have known she wouldn't stay away. Kurisu looks as worried as I am. She leans close and whispers in my ear.
What do we do?
Make absolutely sure that Mayuri doesn't find out. Kurisu nods slightly. What are you guys whispering about? How many times do I have to say it? No party.
Come on, Okirin. That's no fun.
It's not about fun. I glance at Suzuha. She still looks depressed.
Suzu-san, are you feeling okay?
Suzuha, Christina, Suzaha, Christina, and I have important matters to discuss. That's why I asked you to leave for the day.
Mayoshi wants to hear too.
I think he's serious.
But Suzu-san looks sad. Mayoshi's worried. Sorry.
Suzaha hangs her head and bites her lip. I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death, but how is she related? That's what I'm here to find out.
I want Shina Mayuri and Ashida Itaru to stay. This concerns them too.
Suzaha said so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull her aside and remind her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. Then I quickly explain Suzaha's true identity, as she posted on @channel as John Titer. That the satellite is really a time machine, as she came from the year 2036. A girl from the future? That's awesome. Can I shake your hand? We're not playing around here, Daru.
What year were you born? 2017. That's in 7 years. You haven't been born yet, but you're here. Huh?
There's no time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Alright, Suzaha. Let's hear it.
Well, the gist of what I posted is on that channel.
That was last year, Anthony. Suzaha is 1 right now.
I came from the future, the year 2036. In my time, the world is a dystopia ruled by CERN. There's no war, no conflict, but no freedom either. Dystopia? A society where every activity is controlled by the government. And a dystopia, you're not allowed to eat bananas unless today is banana eating day. If you break that rule, they throw you in jail without a trial. That's terrible. Mayoshi loves bananas.
Forget about the bananas.
I'm part of the resistance fighting to free humanity from CERN's control. I came to the past to change my present. From your point of view, I guess I should say the future. To change the future.
Change the future. She doesn't sound like she's joking.
What about finding your father? Was that a lie?
Suzaha doesn't answer. Does that mean it was a lie?
CERN is a research institution. They don't have political power. I explained that to John Titer several times online.
Online? Wait, don't tell me. You're Goody Gohan and Kamehameha. Producer turns red and looks away.
Taylor came forward, so it's only fair that I do too.
In that case, I'll come clean too. I was posting under my true name, Hoenn Kyo.
I know. Ah, you harmonized.
Suzaha frowns. She must not like having attention, and she must not like having anything in common with Kirisu. She clears her throat and continues. This game should be called the @channelers. That's spoilers though, Anthony. Because you wouldn't know that Suzaha is an @channeler. Until now.
CERN is still a research institution in 2036. The world is actually ruled by CERN's secret backers, the Committee of 300.
The Committee of 300. They're real? That name was in CERN's top secret documents.
When CERN successfully completed their time machine, they became the sole entity with power over the fourth dimension, time. In just 2 years, they remade the world to serve their purpose.
In just 2 years?
But that's only in objective time. Objective time. I bet CERN's time travelers spent many decades leaping back and forth across history, building the foundation of CERN's rule. That brings us to you, Makise Kurisu. Suzuha glares at Kurisu. In 2036, you're apotheosized as the mother of the time machine. Apotheosized?
In Japanese, please.
Apotheosized, as in revered, respected. She keeps using unusual vocabulary. Or maybe that's just normal vocabulary in 2036. Respected? Huh? I am? In 2010, you pioneered time leap technology. Afterwards, you contribute to the development of CERN's time machine. That's what I know from Makise Kurisu. Is that why she treats Kurisu like an enemy? Then I must be the father of the time machine, right? Okabe Rentaro was a terrorist in 2036. You're pretty infamous. What? Seriously? I'm a terrorist in the future? I helped CERN build their time machine? I don't believe it. CERN experiments on people against their will. They're a disgrace to scientists everywhere. I could never collaborate with them. But that's how it is in the future. How did the future me explain herself? We've never met. By 2036, you're already dead. Sorry. Well, that's just great. Mission accomplished to roll credits? What mission accomplished? I don't even make it to 50? In my time, there are two kinds of people. Those who live extremely long lives, and those who die young, under suspicious circumstances. People who act against CERN are erased. They erased me? Suzuha looks into Kurisu's eyes. For once, she's not glaring at Kurisu. He's infamous. But that's not yet, that's in the future. Maybe you were being used by CERN too. Maybe they took your parents hostage and forced you to work on their own time machine. No. Does that mean Mama's in danger? Kurisu's mother is in America. It's not terribly difficult to imagine CERN kidnapping her while Kurisu is away. After all, I watched Moeka kill Mayuri in cold blood. Rounders. What's that? CERN's private army, or something like that. Suzuha nods. On paper, they're an independent technology research firm. In reality, they do the dirty work for CERN all over the world. According to Moeka, they have two chief duties. First, to acquire IBM 5100s, the only computers that can access CERN's secret database. Second, to find promising scientists in the field of time travel and force them to cooperate with CERN, or eliminate them if they will not. So they already exist. I thought they might. In my time, they're our #1 enemy. Dirty work? Does that mean like kidnappings and assassinations? Suzuha looks to me with a question in her eyes. I shake my head. In my time, yes, but I don't think they've reached that level in this time yet. Daru is visibly relieved. Mane-san, you said that most of what you posted as John Titor was true, right? Right. Does that mean you know how the universe works? You claim that the Everett Wheeler model, the many worlds interpretation, is correct? That was a lie. Camouflage so that CERN wouldn't target me. If I mix one lie into the truth, then the bad apple spoils the barrel. So you don't know? I do. By 2036, scientists have successfully modeled the structure of the universe. And it's not by the many worlds interpretation. And it's not the many worlds interpretation. Really? Tell me.
Attractor fields.
Right. I told you by mail, didn't I? What sort of model is that? The universe is made up of world lines and attractor fields.
Suzuha walks over to Mayoti's sewing table and picks up a ball of red yarn. She holds one end of the yarn and drops the ball to the floor. Then holds about 1 meter of yarn in front of her face.
The universe is like this piece of yarn. Countless possible world lines exist side by side, branching out into infinity. From a distance, it looks like a single string. When you look closer, the string is actually made up of individual threads woven together. At the end, those threads converge on a single point. The paths are different, but the destination is the same.
Isn't that determinism? The school of philosophy that states that every event is predetermined by previous events. The past determines the present determines the future. Even though we may think that we are acting of our own free will, in truth we are only following a predetermined path. Those who subscribe to determinism often cite the thought experiment of the places demon. For an intellect which, at a certain moment, would know all forces that set nature in motion, and all positions of time, of all items which nature is composed, nothing would be uncertain about the future, just like the past would be present before its eyes. Pierre-Simon Laplace.
Close. This model is a little looser. You could say it cherry picks from the many worlds interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation.
If the branches all lead to the same place, does that mean there's only one world in the end?
Exactly. The bundle of world lines that share a point of convergence is called an attractor field. There are also many attractor fields. This string is attractor field alpha. The threads are alpha world lines.
Suzuha then cuts meter lengths of blue, yellow, and white yarn.
Blue is beta, yellow is gamma, and white is delta. Each is made up of countless beta world lines, gamma world lines, or delta world lines.
She twists the different colored strings together and stretches them out as one fat multicolored string.
Attractor fields are superpositioned like this. In each attractor field, the world lines converge on a different result. They don't interact. Each attractor field is independent of the others. Of course, they all diverge from a common point somewhere in the past, but they will all converge again at some point in the future. But that takes many hundreds of years.
Basically, the game will end, but you will get the good ending or the bad ending. Or something like that. I guess?
You can think of the attractor fields as a very long world lines.
You compare it to an eroge? Teach me, O erotic one.
There's no erotic one here.
No, he's right. It is like an eroge. Each heroine's route is an attractor field, and the small choices within are the individual world lines. But at the end, they all enter the true route for the grand ending. The only difference is the length of the common parts. By the way, I choose the little sister's attractor field.
Whatever. You guys are hopeless. Gotta do something quick. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Just ignore them.
Let me get this straight. The reason I can't save Mayuri is that her death is the event upon which this attractor field converges. But that means the world really is killing Mayuri. But then isn't it impossible to change the future? It always converges in the end, right? No matter what you do, the result is the same. That's right. That's why Mayuri dies, no matter how many times I leap.
We have to escape Attractive Field Alpha.
Escape?
In other words, we're going to jump to a world line in Attractive Field Beta. I thought attractive fields couldn't interact. Attractive fields are normally separate, but if we go the instant they diverge, isn't that now? I was taught that a major divergence occurs in 2010. This year, an Earth-shattering event causes divergence at the attractive field level. The last time such a divergence occurred was in the year 2000, and before that, in 1991. What happened those years? Events that changed the face of the world. Huh?
1991 was the collapse of the Soviet Union, right? But what happened in 2000? 2001 had the 9/11 attacks.
Year 2000 problem.
Y2K? That was just hype. Nothing happened.
That's because the Alpha world line we're on represents a world where Y2K didn't occur.
So in other words, there are worlds where it did occur.
And that brings us to 2010. Did something big happen this year? What else could it be?
Suzuha looks towards the development room.
With the creation of humanity's first time machine. Oh yeah, wow.
One more question. Shirisu keeps plowing ahead. I guess that was what makes her a scientist.
These world lines aren't parallel worlds, are they?
A universe that exists separate from ours. It is believed that some parallel worlds may be strikingly similar to ours, even containing duplicates of ourselves.
No. Ultimately, they're just possibilities that exist simultaneously.
Then how do you observe the differences between world lines? Wouldn't you need a god's eye view to do that?
Normally, however...
Suzuha looks at me. Don't tell me. Reading Steiner?
Is that what you call it, Okabe and Taro? You have the power to observe changes across world lines, correct? Correct?
Yeah.
That's the key. Your power is the key to freeing the world from CERN's rule. You have the power of a god.
My power.
If you escape Attractive Field Alpha and reach a beta world line, then the result will change.
I feel a shiver of excitement. So there's hope? I can save Mayuri? Suzuha nods firmly. Then I must do it. I have no choice.
Wait a second.
Kurisu, however, is not so enthusiastic.
How do we know this is all true? What if Amane-san is just making stuff up? What? I'm not making stuff up.
She'll still die? Why, Anthony?
Calm down. I'm not trying to pick a fight. But I still have questions. 1. How do you know about Okabe's power? 2. How did you know Okabe and I were in Akihabara in 2010?
He'll just move to a world line where things are better? I mean, there was also world lines where the world ended because of Y2K. So, like, I guess you're right, but I don't know.
Don't you know a little too much for someone born in 2017?
She has a point. Everyone looks to Suzuha.
It was written in Dad's will.
His will?
What do you mean? His will was what made me to decide to time travel. My dad was one of the founding members of the Resistance. He hid from CERN and researched time travel on his own. He wanted to change the future. But CERN killed him. That's why I'm here. To fulfill his dream. I'm sorry. Suzuha doesn't look at Kurisu. She still seems to have a grudge against her. Kurisu would never actively cooperate with CERN. I know that, but I just can't say it in front of Suzuha. For some reason, Suzuha really does see Kurisu as responsible for the problems of the future. But if that's the case, why doesn't Suzuha just kill Kurisu? Wouldn't that change the future too? Maybe she can't. World lines converge. No matter how hard I struggle, Mayuri dies. Similarly, it may be impossible for Suzuha to kill Kurisu. No matter how she may want to. Suzuha clears her throat as if to change the subject. Akihabara, 2010. The time machine created here assists CERN's own time machine research. We have to stop that from happening in order to guide history into a new direction.
Stop it. How?
CERN already knows about us. That's clear from Moeka's attack. Dad believed in the ultimate cause. That the ultimate cause was the very first email you sent with your time machine. An email? It wasn't because they caught us hacking?
Like I said, nobody can catch my hacking.
Which email are you talking about? I know. Wasn't it that email Okarin sent that said Chris-chan died? Right. The email I sent to Daru right after Dr. Nakabachi's conference. Oh, that. Back then we hadn't realized that the phone wave, named subject to change, was a time machine. CERN probably intercepted that email and realized what it meant. They were already onto us back then? Come to think of it, the first time I met with Moeka was the day after I sent that email.
We really jumped into the deep end, huh?
Mayushi's good at the breaststroke.
Alright, then do a sexy underwear pose.
But how'd they intercept our email? Hundreds of millions of emails are sent around the world each day. CERN uses the Echelon network to collect communications pertaining to time travel research worldwide. According to conspiracy theorists, Echelon is an advanced signals interpretation system based in the United States and operated by the NSA. However, American authorities have never publicly admitted to Echelon's existence, and no proof that it exists has ever been found. Participating countries allegedly include the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, but not France, as an ally of the United States. Japan can allow the construction of domestic Echelon stations in exchange for access to the intercepted data. The elephant cage antenna array, located at Misawa Air Base in Aomori, Japan, is rumored to be one such station. These stations are said to intercept, collect, and analyze a wide range of signals, including private cell phone transmissions. Echelon? It really exists? As an expert on conspiracies, I understand the implications, and they terrify me. No one else seems to get what Suzuha's saying, though. Echelon sees something. Any transmission that even hints at time travel is filtered and sent to CERN. For example, an email that appeared to have come from the future. We need to find the record of that email in CERN's database and delete it. If you do that, then CERN will never know you exist. The time machine won't be completed in 2034. If we're lucky, the program may be shut down entirely. In other words, deleting that data will take us to the attractor field where CERN doesn't build a time machine. Eschiolin? I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much. There wasn't any data like that when we hacked CERN's database. The IBM 5100. Oh. Of course. CERN's IBM 5100 database. That's probably where they saw the data from Echelon. So that's what it is. Dang it, Daru. Why didn't we use the IBM 5100 earlier? Oh, we never had one? What are you talking about? I got one, remember? Huh? Right, that was on a different world line. On this world line, I never found the IBM 5100. My mission is to make sure you acquire a IBM 5100. You have one? Suzaha shakes her head. I'm going to 1975 to obtain one. 1975. The year the IBM 5100 went to market. I know because John Titor in 2000 said that was his mission. Was that John Titor Suzaha too? Anyway, if Suzaha can get us an IBM 5100, then we can leave this attractor field and jump to a beta world line, where CERN never finds us, and their time machine is never completed. Mayuri won't have to die. Alright. We need to move fast. How soon can you leave, Suzaha? I was trying to leave when you called me, but... Suzaha bows her head apologetically. I look at her burnt head. She's hiding it from Mayuri and Daru, but I can see the blood staining my handkerchief. It hurts to look at. Maybe we should get her a doctor. Get her to a doctor. Right. The time machine's broken. Can you fix it? No, I just ride it. My dad's the one who built it. I memorized the manual, so I know how it works, but that doesn't mean she knows how to repair it. And there's no guarantee that the time machine from 2036 can be repaired with today's technology. Maybe we can use the time leap machine to go back before Amane-san's time machine broke. Wait, you're gonna use the time leap machine? Wasn't the plan not to experiment? I still haven't told Daru about my time leaping. There's no time to explain. We'll use it if the situation demands. Do you know when it broke, Suzaha? No, but it was probably the rain a few days ago. It's supposed to be airtight, but the inside was all wet when I checked it today. Maybe it made a hole when you crashed into Radicon. That wasn't a crash. The coordinates were slightly off, so it just appeared there. It's not exactly the most stable machine. Anyone remember when it rained? The morning of the 10th, just before dawn. The time leap machine can only cover 48 hours in a single leap. And the time leap machine was completed today, the 13th, at 2 p.m. That means we can't go farther back than 2 p.m. on the 11th. Dang. We can't get there with the time leap machine. I thought we had a glimmer of hope. I think we should try to fix it. Yeah, it's a time machine. So we have plenty of time, right? Kurisu, Suzaha, and I say nothing. We know. In less than 2 hours, Mayuri will die. It's already 5:30. There's barely enough time to sneak into Radicon, let alone fix Suzuha's time machine. Maybe I should leave now to 2 p.m. on the 11th. Then we'll have 2 full days to fix the machine. Did I start another chapter? No. I'm probably going to be ending the stream whenever the next scene starts, which is probably going to be really soon. You're all hungry, aren't you? You should be. What's this all of a sudden?
Mayushi's hungry.
As expected from a glutton. I take a 10,000 yen bill out of my wallet. Mayuri, Dado, I leave the shopping to you. We can come up with a plan while we eat.
Wow, Okarin. What are we gonna do with all this money?
Buy food. Lots of food. Use it all. You just calmly hand over a 10,000 yen bill. Wow, Okarin. You make it look easy. That's why we love you. That's why we admire you. Mayuri and Daru leave in high spirits. I knew the 10,000 yen bill would work. Christina, Tighter.
Taida? Is that me?
Who else?
Why are you calling me that now?
Because you're the one behind Tighter's mask.
Well, yeah, but...
Just give up. Okabe rarely calls anyone by their name.
Oh yeah. He always calls me part-time warrior for some reason.
Listen, you two. I'm going to leave to 2 p.m. on the 11th. After Tighter explains herself again, we'll start repairs on the time machine. Our goal is to have it working by this time today. Is that the best plan? It's better than trying to fix it when we only have 2 hours left. If it doesn't work, I'll just keep repeating the same 2 days.
I'm sorry.
Tighter, we're counting on you to get us an IBN 5100. Never forget, I'm not doing this for you, and I'm not doing it for the future. My mission is to save Mayuri. Call me self-righteous if you want. However, I'm doing this my way. Kurisu and Suzuha give an encouraging nod in agreement. Good. Then let's begin. Not gonna name the operation? Who cares about that? This isn't a game. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. You couldn't find a good Norse mythology themed name? Why Norse mythology? I don't think there's a deep meaning behind it. Trinivio patients just love Germanic names for some reason.
Now that you mention it, most of our operation names in the Resistance have Germanic names too. Whenever I ask, they say it's tradition.
So there's still Trinivio in 2036. Cut the chatter. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. There's no time for this nonsense. Kurisu sets up the time leap machine, while Suzuha goes to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Well before Mayuri returns, I leap. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm ending the stream here then. Yo. We're actually going back more. The idea I had from the very beginning. When I come to, I'm standing with my phone in hand. Yeah, I'm ending the stream here. Oh. I was not specifically planning for tonight's stream to go this long, but kind of got sucked into it. Alright. I'm probably going to take a break from this game for a couple days at least. At least one day. Yeah, this game has gotten so good. Monday
Maybe. Um, but yeah, I want at least like one day off from this game. Because it's been kind of draining. You're really fine taking a break? Yeah, I'm sure you are. Like, yeah, marathoning it. Like I've been streaming this past 6 nights. Oh, it'll feel good to take a break from it. But, oh, all right. Thanks for always being here. By the way, like I'm not sure how enjoyable the stuff is to watch, and I'm sure my voice acting is like gets kind of grating over time. Like taking a break from JoJo, yeah. Yeah. Thanks for being here all the time. Thanks for watching. It's fine. All right, if you say so. I'll see you guys next time. You did say you would if I streamed it. Also, next time I stream, whenever that might be, I'll probably do like a different game. I'll probably continue my Wings of V playthrough for like a stream or two. Because I would like to actually do some actual gameplay stuff. But yeah. I'll see you guys next time.